Great book. Great book. Self Cleaners Connect. It's Courtney, of course. Listen, a few more people get in here before I start chit-chatting. Just want to speak tonight. Some positive thinking. What's up, Pete? How we can enlighten our minds, and once we enlighten our minds, we enlighten everything around us. Being in this. What's up, Robert? Robert, I'm gonna call you next week, man. I haven't talked to you in a minute. Like Robert's a good guy, just like most of you guys, just good, hardworking guys. Trying to find, build his business up, man. Good guy, man. So anyway, guys, you guys see my little whiteboard behind me. Took the time out. What's up, Alex? What's up, brother? Another hardworking guy. Thank you, Alex, for tuning in today. So before I end my night, I wanted to do a live video again about just enlightening the way we think, because I feel like a lot of people don't really understand how they think. They don't understand what they think is what they attract. And especially in the era that we live in with social media, social media to me I'm not going to blame social media, but a lot of people misuse social media to pretend to be things that they're not, to mislead people off of false information. And if you're blind to that and you don't understand that, it will lead you down that same path. So what made me do this video today, guys, every now and then I have someone ask me, why do you help people? Why do you share so much information? I have people that say, you're giving up all your information, so how can you do a seminar? How can you ask people to come to an event if you're giving them all the information? And again, what that does, guys, it tells me it's a lack of ignorance, because you can't give all the information. Okay, you can't. Your brain can't even soak in all the information that's in front of you. That's why people continue to educate themselves. That's why people continue to go to school, take classes. Because again, guys, you can't soak it all in at one time. So when I hear people say that, it's basically just ignorance. They are what I call, and I wrote it down right here, closed-minded people. Very closed-minded. And again, if you're a closed-minded person, you can't open yourself up. Hey, Mario, how you doing, man? From Detroit. That's where my wife is from. You can't open yourself up to better things that can come into your life, your business, your marriage, just everything around you if you're closed-minded. So I was listening to Joel Osteen this morning, and he had a very good speech this morning. He was talking about serving others. And what he was talking about, and it really made me feel good to hear this, because that's the kind of person I am. I love serving people. I love helping people. So what he was saying is that when you serve others, life will serve you. Everything that you put out, it will come back. And I will tell you guys from my own life experiences, there have been so many doors that have opened for me. I can't explain to you how it happened, but all I know, I can tell you that it happened. And those were doors that opened up that actually uplifted my life, my business, in all kind of ways, guys, that, like I said, I really cannot give you an answer of how it happened, except it happened. So I'm reading my book, and then I talked to Mr. Ron Musgrave. We talked this earlier today. He's in Arizona, and we chatted for about 30 minutes. Again, enlightened minds, like-minded people. We draw each other to ourselves. Just like a lot of people in the groups, you know, we attract ourselves to one another because we're like-minded. So I'm reading my book. I love this book. I love motivational books. I'm a big believer in the law of attraction. And this book is called Working with the Law. But there was this one sentence I was reading, and this is what it said, guys. It said, you cannot get the most out of these lessons by reading them once or twice. They should be read often and studied with security. You will find with each reading something clearer than before. You will find with each reading something clearer than before. So what's that saying, guys, is that when something is in front of you, when education is in front of you, when training is in front of you, you know, whatever you're trying to do, when it's in front of you, guys, you won't adapt to it the first time. You won't get it the first time. Just imagine when we was a kid and you would ride a bike. You didn't just jump on a bike and you just got it right the first time. You had to practice. When you learn how to swim, if any of you guys learn how to swim, it's very scary to learn how to swim. But when you learn how to swim, when you learn how to swim, it's a scary experience. My dad taught me how to swim, and it's very scary to learn how to swim. But again, once you learn it, it becomes second nature. It's just something you know how to do. So, you know, what I'm saying is that, you know, we have to understand that when you see something, when you hear someone speaking, when you hear someone teaching, you're not going to understand it the first time. Actually, and this is something that Chandler Thompson taught me and tells me, is that actually the Bible says it takes at least 7 times for you to hear something before it even reaches your spirit. It takes something 7 times to reach your spirit. Okay. So, you know, so again, when I hear people say things like that, when I hear people say, oh, you tell everybody everything and you're sharing all your secrets. And I had cleaners, guys. Listen, I used to have cleaners that used to criticize me for telling other cleaners what I do, what I use. I mean, over cleaning agents, over chemicals. But see, the kind of person I am, since I'm not a closed-minded person and I'm a open-minded person, I realize is that whoever owns that chemical or that cleaning agent or that tool or that truck mount port, whoever owns that, is that when someone asks me, Courtney, what are you using? And I say I'm using Soap Daddy Prime Time, because I'm so open-minded. When I share that information, guess what, guys? Not only am I helping somebody else who wants to use this product, I'm also helping the owner of that company. And when you help the owner of that company, it helps everything around him. It helps his family, his finances, his dreams, his business. And guess what, guys? It comes back around. So when you're an open-minded person, when you share knowledge, when you share your experience, it comes back around. And guys, that's just the way it works. And it's nothing that we can really understand how it works. But when you're an open-minded person, you just understand it works. You know, for example, when I hear people say, don't tell everybody what you do, or if you tell everybody what you do, again, how can you teach classes? And I think about it. I'm a big Jay-Z fan, right? I can start playing Jay-Z right now, and I can recite every song word for word. Because again, hearing those songs so much has gotten into my head. But guess what, guys? When Jay-Z throws a concert in Atlanta, guess what? I go. So it's like, how can we sit here and say, don't give them too much, when at the same time, your favorite artist, you will listen to them so much, you know these songs word for word, but when they throw a concert, you go to the concert. So again, what's the point of going to the concert if you already know word for word? You know why you go to the concert? Because it's not about the song, it's about the experience. It's about, sometimes it's just good to be in that person's presence. That's why we do the things we do. So if you was to ask a closed-minded person, well, since you know all Jay-Z's songs and since you know every song word for word, why are you going to the concert? I guarantee you they'll say something ignorant. I mean, I just bought that. I just want to hear it. You know, you just want to hear it. Well, you got the album on your phone. You got the CD at your house. So again, once you become open-minded and you really understand how the universe works, guys, everything else, well, I mean, and again, it's so hard to explain, but if you're a person who's watching this or you're on this or you tune into this later, only thing you can say is Courtney's right. He's right. I don't know how it happened. I don't know, how my dream came, to pass. I don't know how I made it through that rough time. I don't know how I got approved for that line of credit when I had bad credit. I don't know where that person came from, who helped me. I don't know, but I know it just happened. And when you understand that, guys, and when you're not closed-minded, you open your mind. You actually in tune your mind with the universe. Because I'm going to tell you, when you're closed-minded, I'm going to just, pull this closer. When you're closed-minded, guys, when you're closed-minded, you actually box yourself in. You actually box yourself into this small box of circle, whatever you call it. You box yourself in because when you're closed-minded, you're selfish, you're greedy, you're ignorant, you're confused. That's what most people are, just confused. You're negative, competitive, just so much competition. Like, what are we competing for? What are we competing for? I mean, again, this world has so much to offer us. What's the point of competing? You're jealous. A lot of jealousy, guys. A lot of people out here just jealous and don't even know why. And then the number one that I capitalize that word is I see a lot. I see a lot, man. Especially being in this industry for so many years. Secretive. So many people are just secretive. Again, you ask cleaners, what do you do? How you do it? And cleaners, they get upset. It's like, like, dude, you are using someone else's product. You're not the only person using it. So why not share it? And if it was your product, you would share it. So I'm going to tell you how closed-minded people are. And this is how they are, guys. If they use a product, right? And again, it's a lot of people out there like that. They use a product and someone asks them, what product are you using? They won't tell you. But if it was their product, just like their business, they want everybody to tell them about their business and their product. You see how contradicting that is? They won't tell somebody else about somebody else's product or service, but they want everybody to speak about their product or service. And they wonder why nothing really opens up for them. They wonder why they're always struggling. They wonder why, they're not receiving the things that they want, the bigger things that they want, because of that reason, guys. You can't have it both ways. You can't sit here and say, well, I'm not going to tell everybody what I do, but I want all my friends and families to tell everybody about my business. Guys, it can't go there. You have to understand, positive has to align with positive and negative has to align with negative. That's why when you try to put the two together, they force their way apart. Because again, guys, they can't connect. You cannot connect positive with negative. They both have to align together. So what I'm saying is that whatever your thought is going, however you're thinking, no matter if it's negative or positive, that's what you're going to attract. That's why, see, I'm going to tell you, we can talk about marketing. We can talk about tools, equipment. We can talk carpet cleaners talk or just cleaners talk. We can talk this. But I'm going to tell you guys, what it really boils down to is how you think. Because when I was at my lowest of my lowest in my company, when I first started, that's why I failed for so long, for 4 or 5 years. Because being closed-minded, being competitive, being jealous. One of my best friends, he rests in peace, his soul. This guy, I'm going to tell you, and that's why I know these things when I see it, because I'm not afraid to say that when I was, ignorant, when I was closed-minded, guys, a lot of those words that I wrote, that was me. That was me. Ignorant, confused, negative, jealous. My friend had a business, and his business was doing so well. So well. Man, he bought him a brand new truck. His business was doing well. I mean, he was making money. And this was probably about 8, 9 years ago. Well, with that being said, is that this is such a good friend to me. There was no other person I could have not called that would have not been there for me when I was in need. If I had a flat tire, I called him. He said, I'm on the way. When I needed a place to stay, one time we got a place together. I didn't have all my funds. You know what he told me? Just pay me back when you get your money. That was a friend. Because again, guys, he was giving. He was an open-minded person. So everything that was happening to his life right before my eyes, it was because if he was doing everything opposite that I was not doing. He didn't have to come pick me up when I got a flat tire. He didn't have to let me come live with him when I didn't have money. And that's why life continued to give him what he was given. And at the same time, life continued to give me what I was given. So eventually, I had to wake up. I had to basically, no matter how much money was in my pocket, no matter how bad I thought life was, I had to understand that I cannot continue to be a closed-minded person, because as long as I'm closed-minded, everything else around me will be closed. Once I start thinking better, once I start getting away from those cleaners that were speaking negative about the industry, I would have cleaners that were, and these are the cleaners that I was hanging around. What's that, Rico? These cleaners were the same cleaners that was my pack. Totally different guys from the guys that I network with now. These were the same cleaners that would say, there's no money in carpet cleaning. These are the same cleaners that would say, Zero Reds and Santa Steamers got all the work. Now think about it, guys. We're in a not million, but billion. We're in a multi-billion-dollar business. So think about what we were saying. We were sitting here speaking this into our own lives, because in reality, that was not true. There's lots of money in the carpet cleaning industry. But the reason why we wasn't making money, because of what we was thinking, what we was putting out in the atmosphere, what we was putting out in the universe. So the universe said, you said there's no money in the business. Well, guess what? You're not going to make no money in the business. And that's what exactly happened. But guys, again, once I changed my thinking, once I opened up my mind, the first thing I did, those kind of people, I got them away from me. I found a way, and I asked life to cut those people off. No matter how it cut them off, it cut them off. And it continues to happen. There are some people that come into this group, they're what we call the bad weaves. And you don't see it, until certain things start coming out, until, they start speaking a certain language. And you say, man, because again, guys, you really have to listen to what people say. I told Chandler, because me and Chandler, we speak a lot. And I told Chandler is that one thing I don't play about is jealousy. Because you know why? And we shouldn't play about this. When you know someone is envy of you, when you know someone is, Tommy said porno, ain't no porno in the background. It's That's a movie. You focus on the wrong thing, Thomas. When you know someone is jealous of you, guys, you really have to be serious with that. Because when I say this, is that I grew up in a neighborhood where people got harmed and sometimes killed every day because of jealousy. Okay? The first recorded murder, which is in the Bible, was Cain and Abel. And why did he exactly, Chad? A jealous person is very dangerous. Why did he kill his brother? Because of jealousy. And when God questioned him about it, what did he tell God? I'm not my brother's keeper. So guys, you really, and again, not to make this too harsh, but again, these are things that should be taken seriously, because again, you have to realize is that everybody is not meant for you. Okay. And when you know that these people, are around you, you have to cut them off, because again, these kind of people, are closed-minded. And again, these people can be very dangerous to you, your business, your family, and any and everything that's around you. So guys, just understand is that we're in a new year. We're almost out the first month of the year. I don't know, what you want in your life. Okay. I don't know what you guys are focused on in your life. And again, that's not my business. It's just me to be the person I am and help uplift others who want to be uplifted. Because I was talking to Ron earlier, and that's what me and him really clicked. Because, we said that one thing you have to understand just in life, period, everybody does not want to be helped. Everybody can't be helped. I was thinking about that, I think about a week ago. And that's why I was talking about positive and negative. Everything has an opposite, and once you understand that everything has an opposite, then you know which way to go. So for example, how would we know what love was if we didn't know what hate was? How would you know what was, how would you know what was wealth or riches if you didn't know what poor was? Again, when I grew up, we grew up poor, but I did not realize that I was poor, guys. So I was almost 25, 26 years old till I met my first mentor. And he started talking to me. He started exposing me to things that I had never seen. I'm going to tell you a funny story. And again, it goes back to how we talk, our upkeeping, the people that raise us. And again, closed-minded people. And this goes to my parents. Because I'm going to tell you, and this is how my parents were raised. And a lot of it is generational. So it really takes somebody in that family to basically break that generational curse. Because my generational curse has always been coming from poor families, uneducated families. Okay. I'm not the most educated person. I still struggle, working on my communication skills. Continue to always reading, pronouncing words. And again, guys, I have no shame of it because I'm not perfect. But again, I know what my weaknesses are. So as long as I know what my weaknesses are, I continue to work on them. So when I was coming up, I'm going to tell you guys a story. When I graduated high school, I got my first, what I consider my first real job. I got a warehouse job working for a company called HC Brill out in Tucker, Georgia. And they made like frosting for like donuts and cakes. So I never forget, me and one of my high school friends, we had went and got the job and we both got applied together. So long story short, guys, is that this job started me out with $9.50. Now, of course, guys, this is, I'm 18. Hold on. I was 18. So this is 19 years ago. Okay. Yeah, this is 19 years ago. So this is a long time ago. But anyway, I started out with $9.50. Guys, when I went home and I told my parents that I got the job and how much I was making, you know what my parents told me? This is the exact words that came out of my parents' mouth. Boy, you're making good money. Now, guys, this really something to think about, is that our parents mean they mean everything to us, because our parents are the ones that molded us and made us who we are. But look what I could have become if, I'm gonna just say, God did not bring other people into my life and show me, first of all, $9.50 ain't no good money. And second of all, there's better things for you. There's better things that this world has to offer besides making $9.50, renting for the rest of my life, and not enjoying what God really has for me. So, guys, we really have to understand these things. Where you really have to enlighten. You really have to open up your mind. You really have to get out that circle of being closed-minded. And when you get out that circle of being closed-minded, I'm telling you, anybody who's on this watching, who's experienced this, who knows this, they will tell you, they will agree with you. You just don't know how it happens, but all you know is it happens. When I first got my first, and I got so many stories I can tell, guys, but this is one of the most, like the proof in the pudding story right here. I remember when I started really taking my business seriously, and I told myself I really wanted to start working for better customers. So when I knew if I wanted to start working for better customers, I had to make the perception better, which means I needed a truck mounted system. Now, at the time, guys, when I first got my box of 318, guys, I had about $2,000 in the bank, $2,000. So I went to John Dunn. I talked to the guy, and his name was John. And, I told him, I'm trying to get a truck mount, and, and I really needed this truck mount because I knew this truck mount was going to take my business to the next level, because I had customers that would call. And the last one was when a customer called and she booked an appointment. I never forget, guys, she booked an appointment. It was like a $480 job. But then she called back like 2 minutes later, and she asked me, she said, "Oh, my husband wanted me to ask you, do you guys have a truck mount?" And guys, I tried to give that lady every excuse why my portable was just good as a truck mount. And guys, she did not want to hear it. And she canceled the appointment. And that's when I told myself, I got to get a truck mount. Because I seen the vision. I seen where Truman Steamers was going. I just had to put the pieces of the puzzle together. So back to John Dunn. So I go to John Dunn, right? And I talked to John, and I told him what I was doing, looking for a truck mount. So he got me to fill out the application. Well, guys, again, something from John's spirit was not aligning with my spirit. For some reason, I really felt like in my heart, this man was trying to hold me back from getting this truck mount. Because I remember when I filled out the application, he told me that I would need at least $5,000 down to get the truck mount. And I'm thinking to myself, you're not financing the truck mount. John Dunn is not financing the truck mount. So how can you tell me how much I need to put down? So after him telling me that, guys, again, I'm human. I got very discouraged. I was very heartbroken. And I'm thinking to myself, I only got $2,000 in my account. I can't afford to put this whole $2,000 down on this machine. And plus, where am I going to get this other $3,000? So guys, about 2 days just thinking. And I told myself, I said, I just keep seeing it, because I'm telling you guys, I kept seeing, I was dreaming about it. I was dreaming about a truck mount. I know it sounds crazy, guys, but when I would go to bed at night, I would have dreams about a truck mount. So I knew it was coming. I just didn't know how it was coming. Something told me, the universe, call them yourself. Okay, you listen, guys. Something told me to call Hathaway Capital yourself. And guys, that's what I did. I called Hathaway Capital myself, and I asked for a manager. I told them who I was and what I was doing and what I was trying to accomplish. I talked to a young lady, and I poured my heart out to her, told her my story, how I really needed this truck mount because it was going to take my business to the next level. After telling her this, she asked me how much money did I have. I told her. She said, I'm going to send you over an application, fill it out, fax it back to me. I did. She told me, give me a day or two, I'll get back with you. Now, at the same time, guys, I still have hope, okay? I'm still staying positive, but at the same time, I'm still a little discouraged. Long story short, guys, she called me back, and this is what she told me. Mr. Lee, we can give you a brand new Boxer 318 for $500 down. Now, guys, this story almost made me want to tear up. But that's what I'm talking about. How the universe worked in my favor. And that truck mount took my business to the next level. Once I decided to get a new truck mount, I was going to go through Hathaway again because of how they blessed me and my business and my family and my finances and everything around me. Because that truck mount gave me courage. It gave me inspiration. That tool gave me everything I needed to be better at what I do every day. So I'm going to tell you guys again how the universe works. And Chandler really told me this. He said God had favor in you. Because when I called Hathaway back again and I was ready to get another truck mount, you know what, guys? They didn't finance truck mounts anymore. Think about that. That door was open just for me. Because again, me being open-minded. Here it is, this company blessed me with a tool to make myself better, to give my family better, to showcase my work, and you guys who see me on YouTube. And for me to call them back and they say we don't finance truck mounts anymore, guys, that door was open just for me. So all I'm saying is, Cleaners Connect, anybody who's watching, is that learn how to align your thoughts, your thinking with positive thinking. You know, all these words that I wrote around closed-minded, because when you're closed-minded, again, you box yourself into a little box. But everything outside that box that life has to offer, that the universe has to offer, you can't attain it because you're closed-minded. So when you become open-minded, you believe, you become creative, you become uplifting, you don't mind helping other people. You become authentic. You know how to be yourself, and you're not afraid to be yourself. You don't have to compete with everybody else. You don't have to try to make yourself, fit, because people will. Because again, people will see for who you are, and they will accept that because again, you're authentic, which means you're real. You will become more confident in what you do. You will appreciate what you have and also where you came from. So when I hear guys say, Courtney, you're an owner operator, you don't have a real business because you go out and do the work every day. Guys, I have no problem with that, because coming where I came from and how I grew up, I appreciate it. I appreciate what I have. Okay? So that way, if I appreciate what I have, when those other things come, when the universe and God starts to bless me with other things, I appreciate that even more. Patience. A lot of us don't have patience. There was a time in my life I didn't have patience. You just want it to happen right away. But guys, once you understand time isn't real, and again, that's a whole different subject. A lot of you guys might understand that. A lot of you might not. But once you understand time isn't real, patience is all you have. Inspirational, giving, knowledge. I don't know everything. None of us know everything. That's why I don't believe in the word genius. Because I think you can only become a genius in what you do and what you perfect. So, you know, to me, Michael Jordan is a genius, but he's not a genius in what we know. He's a genius in basketball. What's the name? Robert Einstein. He wasn't just a genius just in everything. If we took someone like him and brought him into our world, he would be confused. He would be lost. But in what he knows and he has perfected, that makes him a genius. So I really don't believe in that word genius because, again, no one knows everything. You know, when you think about, you know, again, how technology, like, you know, sometimes Albert Einstein, you're right, Albert Einstein. When sometimes I ask myself, what is technology? What is technology? Because what is technology to us today might have been just a toy 10, 20,000 years ago. Because when I ask myself is that when you look at those pyramids in Egypt, don't you know to this day, man still does not know how those Egyptians built those pyramids. So we have to ask ourselves, are we really smart as we think we are? Do we really know just as much as we think we know? Honestly, guys, I really don't believe we do, because I just believe we know what's in front of us. You know, so when man can't figure out with all the technology that we have now, you know, when you can't figure out how someone did something 10, 20,000 years ago, I mean, really, who's the smart one? You see what I'm saying? So, being honest, positive, motivational, abundance. Guys, just understanding that everything, abundance means there's no limit. You can do whatever you want to do, again, as long as you perfect it, you understand it, you educate yourself, and again, you put out that you have that positive mindset, and you draw that back to you. Giving, joyful, it just, again, there's closed-minded, there's open-minded. If you notice that you have a lot of closed-minded people around you, guys, you have to cut those people off. And you have to find a better circle of people to surround yourself around. And if you are a closed-minded person yourself, the only thing that I can tell you that how I was able to overcome that is through a lot of praying, a lot of meditating. And just ask the Lord, you know, and again, I'm not going to say I hate to, because that's my religion. I'm a very spiritual person. I'm not going to say too much religion, but very spiritual. But I really, you know, believe that I love closed tools. I don't know what that means, Sam. Over open tools. Still don't know what that means. But, you know, that's the only answer I can really give you if you are a closed-minded person. Is that, you know, it's just something you have to pray on and pray out of your spirit, because that stuff is in your spirit, it's in your mind, and it's just not going to happen because you want it to happen. It's going to take a lot of work to get it out, and once you get it out and you become an open mind person, you just start noticing better things happening to your life. And like I said, a lot of these things are unexplainable. You just don't know how they happen, but all you know is that they happen. So guys, I just want to do this video, man, really, because again, just so many things happen, you know, just within today. You know, I watched Joel Osteen this morning talking about serving others, you know, and how, you know, life will start serving you. And then Mr. Ron Musgrave called me, we talked, same thing we was talking about. And then, like I said, you know, to hear someone say that, well, why do you keep telling them everything? Why do you keep telling them everything? And when you do your seminar, they're not going to want to, they have no need to come. And that's why I say, you know what? That's not true, you know, because again, you can't learn everything. You can't obtain everything just in one lesson. Sometimes you have to hear things over and over and over and over before you really, really start to understand it. Okay. And even if you understand it, some people just do it just for the experience. Some people do it just to be in the presence of other like-minded people. Like I said earlier, we have, you know, you have your favorite artist. You have your favorite artist, you know, word for word, song for song, but you'll still go to the concert. Why? The experience, just to be in that person's presence. How many movies have you watched, your favorite movies, and you watched them 100 times? You know the movie, you know what's going to happen, but you still watch it. Why? Because of the experience. Matter of fact, I've watched movies. I'm going to tell you one movie that I watched. It was a great movie. You guys have probably watched it. It's an old movie. Has Brad Pitt in it. What's some other? George Clooney. John, what's his name? Don Cheadle. Anyway, Oceans was, I think it was the first one, was Ocean's 11. Guys, that movie was so good, but right when that movie ended, I immediately watched that movie again because there were certain things that I didn't get from the first time. So I had to watch it again. So how many times have you watched a movie and you watch it again, or you had to go back and watch it again because it didn't align with you what happened the first scene when you watched it the first time. So again, that's what I'm really trying to speak about, is that don't become closed-minded. Ocean's 11. Don't become where if you see something or you read something or you watch something, you think that's it. Okay, guys, that's not it. You know, I go on to YouTube and I watch some of these motivational speakers, and they put up videos all the time motivating people, speaking to people. But guess what? When they have a seminar, those seminars are sold out. I watch guys who do bodybuilding, you know, who do bodybuilding, and they give you all these tips and, you know, these lessons on YouTube of how to build muscle, how to do this, how to do that. But guess what, guys? They still train people every day. When they go to these bodybuilding conventions, there are still people who go there just to meet these guys. Okay, so, you know, I think Chandler Thompson just tuned in. You know, again, just like he said, man, and he told me, sometimes the Bible says usually it takes 7 times for you to read something before you even understand it, and it reaches your spirit. So guys, again, don't become closed-minded. If you are, do what you have to do to open your mind and reach for better, attain better, and understand better. And when you do that, that's why I don't worry. You know, I tell you guys, my wife will tell you, I am probably the least worriest person that you will ever know. I don't worry about my next meal is going to come from, my next dollar is going to come from, nothing. I don't worry, guys, because I'm so open-minded and I'm so in tune with the universe and God. What is there to worry about? If I've come this far and what I've come from, and I'm doing so well now, sometimes, guys, I'm just so joyful just to be living because of how great life is. What do I have to worry about? You know, when I hear guys make comments about what's your end game, you know, I joke about it, but you know, I tell them my end game is death. I mean, you know, I know what they're talking about. You know, what do you plan on doing when you retire? Or how much money do you plan on having when you retire? Guys, I don't worry about that. Because again, as long as I'm doing what I have to do, life is going to take care of me. Life is not going to let me down. Life is not going to bring me this far and say, well, okay, Courtney, you're 37 years old now. We've been good to you for the last 10 years. We're done with you. Bye. It does not happen that way. So that's why when people talking about retirement and your end game, my end game is death. That's the only thing that's promised to all of us. It's death. But what you do with it between that all boils down to how you think. Who are you surrounded around? Who do you talk to every day? What are you listening to every day? What are you seeing every day? Like I told you guys, man, before I was blessed with a good mentor in my life at age 19 that showed me better. Guys, all I knew was Decatur, Georgia, driving around in the same 10-mile radius in a Crown Victoria with some 20-inch rims with some gold teeth. And I thought I was doing it. You couldn't tell me nothing. And guys, I didn't know jack nothing, okay? I didn't know nothing. Have not experienced nothing. Driving around in the same neighborhood that I grew up in since I was 2 years old. But again, I thought this because life did not open up to me because I was not ready for it. I was not open up to life. But once my mentor came in and he showed me better, he taught me better, I was able to see things different. That's when my life changed because of the people that I surrounded myself around, the people that life had blessed me with the presence of. Like I said, sometimes it's just the presence of being in front of certain people that can make you a better person. So, guys, I think that's going to do it. Let me see if I can get Chandler in here because he's supposed to be doing a video soon about tools. Let me see if he's on. No, I don't think he's on. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it, man. I really thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, it's just something I just feel on my heart, feel on my spirit to talk about. And hopefully you guys can appreciate it. And some of you guys who might be dealing with some of these things that we talked about can really, you know, do what you got to do. Like I said, what helped me was prayer and meditating and just finding a way to cut all those negative people, negative thoughts, negative traits, everything negative, just finding a way to cut it out of my life so I could become a better person and continue to appreciate and understand, continue to educate, you know, continue to be a blessing to others, continue to be just so much, man. Just so, oh man, Alex, you're gonna be at Mikey's Fest, guys, man. We're gonna turn up here. I'm telling you, I'll tell y'all right now, man. I'm bringing my truck. I'm gonna clean it up really, really good. Bring my drive my ProMaster down there. It's about, I think I'm about a 2-hour drive. So but yeah, man, we're gonna have some fun at Mikey's Fest. I'm telling you guys, it's gonna be fun. Because again, this is what I've envisioned just for the carpet cleaning industry itself, just to see all these cleaners come together, you know, and just to see other cleaners start other pages and talk about, you know, meeting up. Because you guys see how we do it, man, and we all can do it. All you local guys should be having your own inner circle, enjoying each other, talking to each other. Me, Chad, Chandler, Chris Jones, we talk most of the day. And we're always talking about things that can make us better. You know, we all run our business in 4 different ways, but we're also still successful in our own way. And we also encourage one another to be better in what we do, you know. But yeah, man, Mikey's Fest is going to be a great, great time, Friday and Saturday. So they didn't have any rooms available for Thursday. Plus Thursday is Valentine's Day. So I'm going to spend some time with my wife on Valentine's Day. So I'm going to get up, leave maybe about 6:30 or 7. So I probably won't get there about 9:30, but it's like a 2-hour drive for me. So, I'll be there Friday morning, Friday, Saturday. Like I said, guys, we're going to have some fun. We're going to be networking, talking, educating, and like I said, just to be in the presence of good people. When I went to Mikey's Fest, the first time me and Chandler went, I really didn't know Mikey that much. I really didn't know him that much. I just knew it was his show. But anyway, I knew Mark Sager. When I tell you guys, man, when you meet someone like that for the first time, just to be in his presence just does something to you, because he's such an inspirational person to us, to me, as a cleaner in our world. You see what I'm saying? Because this is our world, guys. People who play sports, they're in their world. People who are in the medical field, they're in their world. People who are in, finances, they're in their world. But guess what? In the cleaning, this is our world. This is our own world. And we have the opportunity to do what we want to do and how we want to do it in our own world. And that's the power of being around those kind of people who inspire you and who motivate you to become better in your own world, in our world. Alex said, my wife pushed me and got me tickets and booked the room today. She said, yes, good, man. Congratulations, Alex, man. Congratulations. Can't wait to see you. Like I said, guys, we're going to be going out, having dinner together, cleaning together, talking together. I think it's just going to be a great experience. And I think this is also something that Mikey Payete himself wanted Mikey's Fest to be. And again, how that universe brought guys like me and him together, because for so long, most people didn't go to Mikey's Fest. People of color didn't go because it just seemed like, and just being realistic, guys, it seemed like just like a white group. Like, like the last Mikey's Fest that they just stopped, they just did, what were they, at Vegas? When I looked at the picture, you didn't see, any people of color there. So when someone wants to go there and they don't see someone that looks like them, guess what, guys? They become discouraged because they're closed-minded. But I said, no, Mikey don't want his group, his show or his group to look like a white group. He wants this to be an open group for everybody who's in the cleaning industry. So that's why when we come together and we talk and we say, guys, I'm going to Mikey's Fest. Chandler's going to Mikey's Fest. Chad's going to Mikey's Fest. Then guess what? All the other guys of color, they say, man, those guys are going. I want to go. And it makes everything better because of us being inspiring, us being motivating, us, just being positive about what we're doing. And that does something to somebody else when they see it. So guys, what's this? About 2 more weeks? Well, I say 3 more weeks. Like the chat, it's going to be historic, man. And like I tell you guys, just as much as we're excited about it, when you guys get a chance to meet Mike Payete, I'm telling you, for me just talking to him, this is something that he's always wanted. Because you have to remember, guys, this, what he's doing, giving back to the Ronald McDonald Foundation, this comes out his own pocket. This is not something that McDonald is paying him to do. This is something that he does for the cleaning industry and to bring us together and also give back to others in need. So when we become a part of this, and again, Cleaners Connect, because I'm telling you, some of the thoughts that go in my head just for Cleaners Connect, really next year, around November, December, I want to do something where Cleaners Connect can feed the homeless, and just give back. Because again, we're in a position to, and when you do that, guys, and you do it from the heart, it's just magical of what life has for you. And like I said, man, those doors that you guys don't know how they're going to open or when they're going to open, as long as you stay open-minded and you stay positive, that's the best word I can use, is positive. It's gonna happen. It has no choice but to happen. So, but yeah, guys, we got Mikey's Fest coming up. I think 51 more days until spring. So we got springtime coming up. So that means a lot of us are going to be going on vacation, going back to the beach. Yes, Alex. Yes, man, we can do that. We can come together, find a homeless shelter we can go to. We all can chip in, just buy a whole bunch of food. And like I said, give back, man, and just do something positive and do something that just touches your spirit and makes you just feel good as a human being. And again, I thank all you guys for being here in Cleaners Connect, because just like Cleaners Connect, just like Mikey's Fest, when we first started Cleaners Connect, people was calling it the black group, the black cleaning group. Like, the black cleaning group? No, it's not. This is a group for like-minded people. And like-minded people come in all different shapes, colors, and forms. So this is not a black group. And now we are not a black group. We're just a group of like-minded people that encourage each other, watch each other, and just make each other better. And like I said, not only make each other better, but also the industry within itself. So that's my thing is I just want to see the industry become better within itself. So guys, that's it, man. I'm done for the night. I'm about to get ready to head in. Got one tomorrow. Pretty nice one. That's all I'm gonna do tomorrow, because like I gotta do a podcast interview with Dusty Bell. Got that at 2:30. So that'll be my day for tomorrow. Got one job tomorrow, and the rest of the week is looking pretty good. So hey, I'm mixed. Alex, you mix? Oh man, you know what? Sometimes you just don't know. You know, you look at certain people who are biracial, and you just don't know they are biracial, like Barack Obama. But I'm gonna tell you one person who's biracial, you would never know it. I didn't know this until again I found out. Bob Marley, the legend reggae singer, Bob Marley, biracial. I would never looked at him and knew that he was have I don't like to say black and white, but you know, black and white. So mix. Okay, wow, man. Yeah, man, you sure don't look like it. So that's the beauty of people, you know. Don't know what we are, you know, but again, as long as you are a good, positive person, that's what people are going to see. So, yep, Bob Marley, man. So, rest in peace, Bob Marley. All right, guys, it's going to do it, man. I'm done for the day, done for the night. You guys enjoy the rest of your night, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.